You are now entering Armbar Audio.
Hello and welcome to Armbar Interviews. Tonight, I am on the phone with one of my favorite female wrestlers at the time, the Fallen Flower Kikyo. She is a Rise superstar. She is one of the original 6 superstars of Rise. I've seen her in many other promotions like Gold Rush and a lot of Western United States promotions. Kikyo, how are you?
I'm doing alright. How about yourself?
Oh, just hanging in there. Took a little nap. Almost missed this.
You and me both, so we're on the same page. Cool.
Oh, thank God. So, Kikyo, there's a few things I want to get into today. And usually on this show, we talk about your wrestling, but we also discuss passions outside of wrestling. What was the first thing that drew you to wrestling?
Well, I've been watching it literally my entire life. My mom was pregnant with me while she was watching it. I've been watching it since, I popped out of the womb. My parents, my grandparents, it's always been a family thing to watch wrestling. And my dad still watches it. My mom will watch it every now and then as she catches it on. My brother watches it with his sons. So it's definitely a family tradition.
Oh, that's awesome. Is your dad and brother, pumped that you're a wrestler?
My brother was at first. I don't know, he is so much now, because we haven't lived together for about 20 years. So,
Right.
When I was living with him in Florida and going and wrestling around there, he came to a couple shows and the boys were super excited and stuff. But he kind of got firsthand to see what it's like to be living with a pro wrestler, and it caused some drifts. But we're still family. We still love each other.
Right. How about your dad? Did he get to see you?
Oh, my dad loves it. He is probably one of my biggest fans. He will record things off of the internet onto his iPad, and since he works for AT&T, he sees people on a constant basis because he's an installer. So he'll go in, he's like, hey, watch this video real quick while I go and do this thing, and he'll come back and they're like, oh my god, that's awesome, she's so cool, or, they'll be like, oh my god, she's such a bitch, what the hell's wrong with her? Who is this person? And he doesn't tell them that I'm his daughter until after they watch the video, so that way he can get their honest and genuine reactions to it.
Right. That's smart.
When I was working for Lucha Extreme under Manny Fernandez before it went under, I was on TV from Fresno to Bakersfield. And parts of it went up to Merced and stuff like that, depending on where you were and what your cable package was. But I actually got to sit down with my dad and watch myself on TV.
That must have been an awesome experience.
Absolutely. Just thinking about it right now makes me want to cry.
All right, well, we'll switch. We'll switch the question now. Who? Let's see. How exactly did you get into the business?
I was 19 years old, and I had been telling people for decades that I was going to be a pro wrestler. I got made fun of in school because I'm a girl, and then I didn't want to be a doctor or a veterinarian or anything like that. So, when I turned 19, I was a year out of high school, was like, you know what, I've been telling everybody for years I want to do this, and I Googled wrestling schools in California. The first thing that popped up was All Pro Wrestling under Rolodex Alexander, rest in peace. And it was about $6 grand, which a little steep for my price, And so I started doing a little more digging, and I came across North American Wrestling, ran by Mike Rain, also known as James C. from Red Slam.
Okay.
Went down to Fresno with the person I was seeing at the time, and we went and saw a show, signed up, and I was training March 2nd, and just, for the most part, didn't stop for a good year and a half. And then right around my birthday, so July, of that following year. Had a lot of personal issues and stuff, and so I left for a little bit. I left for about a year and a half. February 2012 is when I came back, and that lit a fire under me, especially when I moved up to Sacramento and was working with Supreme Pro Wrestling under Virgil Flynn, under CJ Curse, and the Big Ugly JD Bishop. It was really more of a family than I had anywhere else. And Virgil was definitely the one who made sure that if I was screwing up, I knew it and knew how to fix it if I was.
Well, that's one of the best things a teacher can do. As long as, they're not abusive, but that's awesome. So, we know that you have worked for Rise and Gold Rush. Where else have you worked for, or have you trained anywhere else aside from those places?
I actually made my debut for Shimmer last July.
Woo!
I wrestled Jessica Havoc. It was right after.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was right after the Phoenix, the incursion of the Phoenix match. So the 5-way where I ended up winning the title, but Delilah Doom had a little doctor's note from her mommy or whatever was going on, and came into the match at the very last second because she came into the show crying and her wrist was all taped up and, saying she couldn't wrestle tonight. She was so sad and tearjerker, blah, blah, whatever. I won, alright? Period. She came in after the bell sounded, after the count of 3, threw a piece of paper at Kevin Harvey, who was possessed by Rosemary at the time. So it's not like he even had full mindset to tell her no. She went into the match, and I had to go through 3 other people. Dust kind of eliminated herself, but I went through 3 other people. I went through Chelsea Green. I'm sorry, no, she wasn't there. I went through Britt Baker. I went through Deonna Purrazzo. I went through Shotzi Blackheart. I pinned Shotzi Blackheart, who was the champion at the time. I pinned her.
You and Shotzi have been at war before. I know that.
Shotzi and I have definitely had our battles over the last few years. I think my favorite battle so far has been when she had the rematch for the Gold Rush Lady Luck Championship.
Yes.
Because I lost it to her because my tag team partner turned on me, spit into my face. She rolled me up, 1, 2, 3. There it was. I lost the championship, and I was livid. So the next show, I get my constituted rematch, and we went to war, absolute hell. Main event match went about 20 minutes or so, like that. Ladder, table, thumbtacks. There was a trash can.
Yeah.
The match starts out, and I chuck the trash can out. I chuck Shotzi out, and ding, ding, ding. Here we go.
Did you happen to catch Shine 56?
Depends on who was on it, because I wrestled for Shine as well.
Lufisto ended up opening the match like you did, chucking a garbage can at Jordan Grace.
That must be a recent one then. I haven't watched Shine in a while because I don't have WWE streaming service. But if you do have it, make sure you guys get it because it's freaking amazing. And you can go watch him beat up Rocky Radley and watch him beat up a few. I think I beat up my tag team partner, Dee Dynamite, Robin Reed. I murdered some people. I got the only holy shit chair of the night. So.
Yeah, Shimmer. I need to get their streaming service because they're very behind on how to make on their DVDs. So when you
let people know that they're behind though, and they're trying.
They've
gotten a lot of stuff out, so that way people can get stuff that they want to see.
I only feel that way because I want it so bad. Because Shimmer, to me, is probably the best female wrestling on the planet, and that goes even for the Japanese promotions. I would watch Shimmer over Stardom any day. But, you know. Speaking of Japan, have you ever traveled to the East?
Oh, Japan is a very bittersweet subject for me because I got to go to Stardom with Rise. It was supposed to be myself, Dust, Shotzi, Delilah, Britt Baker, and Kylie Ray. Only
Yeah.
4 of us made it out to Japan, and only 2 of us made it back without injury.
Oh, wow.
I unfortunately was not one of them.
Oh.
We get there. Actually, I'm sorry. So we're gonna Tarantino this. We're gonna start from the month before we leave.
That's fine.
We get news that Delilah Doom broke her ankle. We're like, oh, holy crap! We're just about to leave. Like, what the hell's going on? Not even 2 weeks later, Shotzi breaks her ankle right before we're about to leave.
Oh, this must have been around the time of Impact Rise of the Knockouts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we do Rise of the Knockouts. I wrestle Madison Rain.
It was awesome.
Finish of the match was, thank you very much. Finish of the match was a Samoan, go for my mover, drag her, put her up in the Samoan. She flips out the back door and she gives me a sunset flip. 1, 2, 3, I lost. Oh well, things happen.
Right.
We leave for Japan that Monday. We arrive, everything's great. Day 3, we go to a Dr. Wagner seminar. We have a lot of fun, go over our matches for the next day. Next day happens, showtime. I wake up that morning, I call my dad, it's still his birthday in the United States. Hey dad, left to wrestle in Japan for this first time. Happy birthday, I love you. This is gonna be awesome, I'll let you know what happens when I come home. We leave, I go, get all my stuff on, I'm about to go put my makeup on. Hey, you gotta go over your match, it's time for, it's your time slot. I'm like, okay, no problem. Walk out, go over everything. We're literally on the second to last move of the entire match. Pick her up for the Samoan. She slips out the back door for the sunset flip, and I hear a disgusting pop, and I go down.
Oh.
I tore my ACL off of my femur, and I tore the weight-bearing portion of my meniscus.
Oh my. That is.
Day 3, first show in Japan, first match, didn't even get to wrestle on the show.
That's a bummer. I'm sorry to hear that, but I hope that in the near future you get a chance to do that again, because I think you would be well received.
That's what I was, hoping for the first time, and a lot of people were super excited and whatnot, but, things happen, accidents happen, it was nobody's fault. It was just mine decided that day that it had enough.
Right. Speaking of being well received in Japan, you sometimes do your makeup like a certain superstar from over there, Bull Nakano, and I heard that you were mentored by her for a short period of time.
Yes, if you go back to, I believe it was, Rise 1 at 9, Rise 2 was in, yes, it was Rise 2, that's what it was.
Okay.
Rise 2 was in Los Angeles, and we had a nice little thing. No, Rise 2, I'm sorry, that's where Story Night beat the crap out of me for the first time. Then there was Rise 3 Medic, and that's where I died by jumping through the ropes and not telling anybody to catch me. Let's see, Rise 4 was in England, Rise 5, Rise 6.
Yeah, it was Rise 6 because that's when you guys all held up, I forget who you guys held up, and she came out and hit. Oh.
Yes, that was Melissa Anderson. So Rise 5 was...
cheerleader.
Rise 5 was the Aja Kong seminar. Rise 6 was Bull Nakano. And, again, Tarantino, months beforehand, we did the Aja Kong seminar. We did the Incursion of the Phoenix. The next day, I had a dark match on Shimmer, and I was wrestling Heather Monroe.
Oh, nice. She's talented.
Match went great. I love her to death. We've known each other for years. Had never worked with each other, and we were super, super excited. So we, call our match. We go out there. We have a kick-ass match. I go up top for the frog splash for the finish. Here we go.
Eddie Guerrero.
Horrible luck lately. So yeah, I dislocated my elbow. Pull Star and Jules Malone drive me to the hospital. Didn't get to work obviously the rest of the weekend because my arm was ridiculous. Had about a month, less than a month, to get ready for Monaco. And there was, my flights were already paid for, and I don't care if I was in a wheelchair. There was no way in God's green earth that I was going to miss the chance to be in the same room as Monaco.
Right.
No way in hell. Like, I could be on freaking life support, and I'd be like, you better roll me over here, or you better come here so I can get her something. Like, I don't care. So, flew out there and found out that Melissa Anderson was also hurt. And we went to go to the training portion of it, and Melissa was the one running everything. And she says, all right, we're going to do, a handstand roll. And I hadn't used my arm in almost 4 weeks. It was like 4 weeks to the day after the seminar. So like the day of AWS was 4 weeks to the day of me dislocating my elbow. And so I'm like, all right. She looks at me. She's like, are you good? Can you do it? I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. And in my head, I'm like, I'll be fine. All right, let's see what happens. Here we go. Here goes nothing. Went and did the roll. Everything was fine. I was, thankfully everything was fine. And we went through the whole training seminar, and I got to talk with Gold, and I got to tell her I love you in Japanese, which was amazing because she asked if I knew any Japanese. Her and Chris Wolf were sitting there, like, kind of on my stuff, and I felt like a total jerk because I'm like, I'm taking up 2 chairs with my purse, like, walk over, go in, which means I'm sorry in Japanese, and I lose my stuff. And both I love Chris Wolf to death. She is my favorite person in the entire world.
Yes.
They were both very nice, and was like, oh, don't worry about it. And Chris asked me, she's like, are you learning Japanese? And I'm like, I know a little bit here and there. Like, I haven't sat down to actually really learn how to speak the language, but I do know, like, my basic, niceties. Hello, goodbye, good morning, I'm sorry, thank you, things of that sort.
Right.
And so I started going through, like, what I knew, and Bull looks up at me, and she's like, do you know how to say I love you? My heart stopped. Oh, my brain went blank. I just, I don't know what's going on. So I looked at her, and I'm like, oh, no, I know it. And I'm like, I'm searching for it in my brain. I'm like, come on, Kikyo, you got this, you know this, you're a nerd, come on. And I finally popped in, I was like, oh, it's I should tell you, right? And she's like, yeah, it's very good. And she, like, clapped and, like, smiled at me, and I'm like, I just told her, like, that I loved her. Oh my god, and it was correct.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Whenever I was a kid, she was one of the only females that stood out to me.
Because she was freaking amazing. Her and Aja Kong just murdered everyone everywhere.
Yeah, and I loved my favorite submission of all time is her submission that Paige used.
Oh, the scorpion boss walk is so
beautiful.
It's really difficult to put on. If your opponent isn't bendy, it's gonna suck for them a lot.
Right.
Like, a lot. And right before Paige started using it, right before she debuted it on television, I had just started using it on the NBC. But I was nobody, so it didn't matter if I used it or not. But I was just like, dang it, I had something cool, and then Paige took it, and I was upset. And it wasn't fair, and I was being a little bad about it.
Right. But the thing is, like, so many moves get used by other people, and they call it something else. So,
As long as, for the most part, they call it something else, but it's usually because there is a slight difference to the move. Scorpion crosswalk, you need to put it on or you don't. Like,
right.
It's like a half sharpshooter with a double chicken wing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And yeah, it's horrid. Very few people have been able to actually put it on and get the full up extension onto the ring like Bull used to be able to do.
True. And another reason why I like Bull Nakano is because she reminded me of, like, an anime character. She was very colorful, and she just jumped right off of the screen.
A giant cowl and the cape that she's come out with.
Yeah, she was like the female version of like Vader to me.
I can see that. See, I more compared her to like Bam Bam because
Yeah.
Vader was big, but Bam could fly.
Right.
You didn't expect him to. So when you saw Bam Bam start hitting for that rope, you're like, oh shit, he's about to pull out that moonsault, isn't he? You see Bo get up to that top rope, you're like, oh snap, it's gonna be that guillotine leg drop. She's about to cut somebody's freaking head off. Like, holy crap.
Well, Vader did have the Vader song.
Yeah, but you didn't see it like it was good because you didn't see it as often. So when he did hit it, it was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But Bam Bam, I felt moved better on his feet for how big he was.
Absolutely. So, I know we spoke prior to this about anime. What are some of your favorite animes ever? Like, just like some of your favorites of all time.
Well, if nobody knows that one of my favorite animes is Inuyasha, then you have some serious soul searching to do because that's literally where my name is from.
Right.
So
that's the main chick.
No, actually, it's not. The main chick is oh my god, I hate you so much right now, Kagome.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the main five is Kagome, Inuyasha, Moroku, Sango, and Shippo. Along with Kirara because that's with the cat. So.
Then where did I hear the name? Oh, it's because
is Inuyasha's foreign love interest.
Yeah, and Keiko is Yusuke's love. Yeah.
Exactly. So like it was like when I had to change up my gimmick in 2014 for some legal reasons that we won't get into. But when I was sitting there trying to think of like what I was going to name myself, I thought I'm like, well, I need something a lot easier than what I was going by, which was Karajime, and 99% of people couldn't say it. Whenever I tied up with Hudson Envy, she just called me Whiteface. Brittany Wonder calls me Kung Fu Panda. I'm literally still put in Brittany Wonder's phone as Kung Fu Panda.
Oh my.
So, nobody could say my name. And I was like, okay, I need something at least, Japanese or just something easier because I can't go by my real name because there's Brittany Wonder and there's Britt Baker and I think Santana was going by Brittany in TNA, so I was just like, there's too many Brittany's in the world, period. I'm not going to go through all of that all over again, no thanks. So I started thinking about, well, what's my favorite stuff? Because everything is always you need to feed you but turned up to 11. Okay, so who am I? Which is still a question that I'm, contemplating now, especially being hurt with a torn ACL. I'm out for 6 to 9 months, possibly a year, and you can't come back the same as when you left.
Right.
So trying to sit there and reinvent yourself all over again is frustrating. And so I went through the characters in Inuyasha, and I'm like, okay, well, Kagome. I'm really not. I feel like even the name Kagome sounds very girly, happy, baby face. If we're gonna go into technical terms or whatever.
For sure.
Sango's more of like the in-betweener. She could kick ass, but she has a heart because she's still trying to look for Kawaku, her brother, and trying to defeat Naraku, which is what everybody's goal is. So I'm like, all right, Sango might work. And I used it like around the house and tried to like get the feel of it. I'm like, it's still not right. So I'm looking at other animes. I'm like, oh, there's Kikyo. No, there's really not a lot of females in animes that I like because I like a lot of shonen, and they have that little bit of shoujo. So I like the action stuff, but that little bit of a love story keeps going for me. So like, Yu Yu Hakusho and Inuyasha, Assassination Classroom kind of has that little bit of love interest, but it's not a romantic love. It's their love for their teacher.
Right.
Which, if you guys haven't seen in this Assassination Classroom, oh my god, I ugly cried at the end of that season. Like, when the finale happened, I was literally ugly crying, like, tears, snot, it was gross.
I have to watch it yet. I watch a lot of shonen, but I've been watching a lot of, like, slice of life anime and such like that. I'm starting to like that. Like the most recent anime I watched was it was called the It's the video game one, High Score Girl on Netflix, and I would definitely recommend that if you like video games, if you like slice of life anime, anything like that. But yeah, so you like Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho is my favorite anime of all time. Who is your favorite character from that show?
Oh, definitely Hiei. As an asshole myself, like, you have to respect Hiei's, like, hustle.
I love Hiei.
He's a smartass. He's doesn't give two craps about anybody but himself.
And his
until
sister.
Kurama comes around.
Yeah.
You got his sister who he's like trying to protect the whole time, and he's trying to just find her in general. And then Kurama's kind of his friend. He's like begrudgingly Kurama's friend. Like, I know I can't do this by myself, so I guess you can tag along. Oh, wait, you're also kind of a dick like me, but you're just not as outward about it? Okay, cool. Oh, wait, you have a full demon form? Yeah, you're definitely my friend.
Yeah, one of my favorite.
Kurama is beautiful.
Oh, yes.
Him and Sesshomaru. Yes, please.
Shishomaru is the guy who throws the bombs?
No, Sesshomaru is Inuyasha's brother.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
My sister.
Oh, beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, my sister loved Inuyasha. I unfortunately missed the train, but hearing you talk about it so much makes me want to go watch it right now.
It's definitely a long one.
Yeah.
It takes some gusto to finish, that's for sure, because it kind of gets almost like Ranma One Half, how it's the same story, just a different episode kind of thing until they finally get to the point that they need to be. So it gets a tad boring sometimes, especially seeing, Kagome and Inuyasha fight for the 1800th time because she's going back to her land where she actually belongs and whatnot. But I loved it. I don't know why. It was one of the first animes that I saw on Cartoon Network when they were doing like the Adult Swim stuff.
Yeah, Toonami.
That's how I got into Inuyasha, into Yu Yu Hakusho. It's Wolf's Rain is a great anime. Witch Hunter Robin. Shoot, what else did they
No
call
love
it?
for Outlaw Star?
Honestly, no, because I'm not a big Trigun fan. I was never that big into Cowboy Bebop, and I know it's like blasphemy in the nerd fandom, whatever, but I'm just like, I've never been into that kind of thing. Like, I'm barely into Ghost in the Shell. Like, I've watched it, and it's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind actually sitting down and really watching Ghost in the Shell to see how everything plays out.
Same.
But it's, and then in high school I had a subscription to Shonen Jump and Shoujo Beat, so I was reading things before they even became anime in America. So I was reading Naruto, I was reading Bleach, I was reading, there's a basketball one that they had in there.
Right.
The tennis one, there's a tennis anime that they had in there.
Are you pumped for Jump Force?
I've never even heard of it.
It's a video game that's going to be bringing all of the shonen from Shonen Jump, all the characters together in a fighting game.
Oh snap! It's like a Super Smash Brothers for anime.
Yeah, it's like there's Goku, there's Naruto, and there's more of a 3D aspect. I guess maybe Street Fighter, from what I've seen.
Okay. I think I actually know, now that I think about it, I think I saw some kind of video about it or something like that.
Yeah, it looks sweet. But yeah, Hiei is the best. He tries to hide his heart so much, but there are moments where it's so obvious. But he's the best because I liken him a lot to Vegeta from Dragon Ball.
Yeah, which my favorite is Trunks. If we're on Dragon Ball, it's Future Trunks. That should be specific.
Right.
If we're going even more specific, it's Future Trunks after he gets out of the time chamber. But
I agree. Because he has long hair and he looks awesome.
Yes. I don't even give a crap. They're cartoons, and
I've never been except Botan. Botan from Yu Yu Hakusho, like I wish was a real human.
Right? She was fun, and she was so funny, and she was so witty all the time.
Right? Oh my god, I can't believe I just admitted that. Anyway.
Hey, it's okay, man. I just admitted to having a crush on like 4 different characters, so I think you're okay.
Yeah. You're right. Okay, so I've had you on for about a half of an hour, and so this is when we usually wind things down. Who are some of your wrestlers that you looked up to aside from like Asia Kong or Bull Nakano? Like, who are some wrestlers, even male, if there are any, that you saw and were inspired by?
Growing up, it was definitely, sorry, I'm going to say his name, people, Chris Benoit. Okay? Chris Benoit, the Rabbit Wolverine, is a fucking amazing wrestler. Do I condone what he did? Absolutely not.
Hey,
He had head injuries, there's a whole bunch of shit that goes into it, whatever, but his ring work, if you're not sitting there studying him for psychology, you're doing something wrong.
every time I bring him up, I call him He Who Must Not Be Named.
Oh, is he Voldemort now? Is that what's going on?
But I'm so glad you said his name, because honestly, whenever I was a kid, him and Bret Hart were my best, like my favorite wrestlers. And then whenever I stopped watching, when I went through high school, and the reason I picked it back up was because of hearing about the tragedy, and it's kind of weird, but um, I just couldn't believe it. But I agree with you. He was, and the biggest bullshit is that um, every Chris Jericho match that that Jericho had with Benoit, they can't be featured on DVDs. They can't. People will never, unless they look it up.
Unless you either look it up on YouTube or you know exactly what show it was on, because they do have his matches still on the network.
Right.
You can't search him by name, but you can search the match that he was in. So if you know exactly who else was in the match, you can find it. Like the triple threat where he won the title. You can find it, but his name is not on there.
And that's why
people like World Championship match or something like that.
And that's why people like us still need to keep at least his wrestling alive, so that other people could see it, because he was the precursor to so many other wrestlers.
Absolutely. So yeah, growing up, Chris Benoit, definitely. Chris Jericho, I love the cruiserweights from WCW, because there was a time where I couldn't find WWF on TV, so we ended up finding WCW, and that was during the Monday Night Wars and everything else like that. So I actually missed Mankind winning the WWE Championship. I had to, go back watching it years and years later. But yeah, so like the cruiserweights from WCW, I was super into the Hardy Boys, obviously. So Jeff Hardy for sure.
Right. He looked. If he just dyed his hair purple, he would have been Trunks.
I think he has dyed it purple, just not the lavender purple.
Son of a gun.
Yeah, so and then when I actually started wrestling, you get opened up to a whole other world of, tape to study. So, getting to watch the Shimmer DVDs. I was watching Mercedes Martinez, watching Jessica Havoc, watching, Daisy Hayes and Sarah Del Rey, and watching Melissa Anderson, who I came up in the business idolizing because she was from my area. She's from Northern California.
Right.
So getting to work with her at Rise 6 was, an awesome bucket list check off for me, because I never got to work with her. And so, actually, she and I need to work again when I come back, because our match was way too damn short.
I agree.
It needs to happen. We have a crowd, man. 5 minutes. That match was less than 5 minutes.
Well, it made a mark on my mind. Like, I remember it.
That's what we wanted.
But it does need to be longer, because both of you are better than that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it had nothing to do with our talent at all. It had everything to do with us being not 100%.
Right.
So it was still absolutely one of my best matches, by far. Like, it was it was so easy. Obviously, Saraya Knight, like all my wrestling moms have thankfully become the people I looked up to have become my wrestling moms. So my wrestling moms include Lufisto, Daphne, Mercedes Martinez, Saraya Knight. I can go to almost any state and have somewhere to stay because of wrestling. Rosemary has been the hugest help since I tore my knee, which sounds really weird for people to say because of her character and whatnot, but, I think, I actually think Courtney Rush has been peeking through a little bit, so maybe I've actually been talking to Courtney Rush. I don't know what the bunny has done for Rosemary, but, I think Courtney's been helping me out without Rosemary knowing, so.
Right? Although, I think Rosemary would like you.
She never came near me when it came to being at Rise, so I'm hoping that she has some kind of, something not evil for me.
I could totally see you in that stable, Paradise Lost.
Melanie Cruz, Raven Dash, I think she's got the powerhouse down a little for her.
Right.
So I wrestle her? Absolutely, but I know I'm gonna die.
So with that, our final question here is always, who is your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers? Who?
If we're going WWE or F or whatever you want to call it, like names that everybody knows.
Well,
Top 4. I have lists. There's like 3 or 4 different ones because you can't just go all time. Like that's really hard because there's so many factors. But
I agree.
Like WWF, whatnot, it's got to be Hogan, Flair, Steamboat, and Cena.
Those are some great choices.
I feel that Flair and Steamboat led the wrestling portion of it to what it was.
Right.
They're the backbone of what everybody does to be a wrestler. Hogan and Cena show you, and if there's an extra asterisk for somebody, it'd be The Rock, because they showed you what the entertainment aspect of it would be.
For sure.
So if we're going in that route, that's who I would pick. If we're going female-wise, Bull, Sunny, Alundra, and Beth.
Nice choices.
The only reason I put Sunny in there is because of what she did for wrestling, for women's wrestling, and women in general.
Right.
She might not be the best person in the world right now. She has her demons and whatnot, but Sunny, not Tammy Lynn Fitch, Sunny has put a mark on the wrestling business. She was the most downloaded person in 1990 or whatever the hell it was.
I remember because I downloaded her.
Yeah, that was a huge feat back then. Nowadays, it's like, is it her nudes or whatever? Then I'll download it and ruin her life or whatever. But
sad.
And then Beth coming in for all of the bigger roles. Seeing her in Shimmer too. Beth was kicking ass everywhere. It was amazing. And so even though I'm only 5'3", I'm a big girl. I'm 220 pounds. I'm definitely no Kelly Kelly.
Right.
So to see women like that doing their thing, everybody's throwing down on Nia Jax for putting herself in the men's role. Bitch did exactly what I would do. No, fuck you. R-Truth, you're number 30? Nah, bro. I'm taking this spot. And everybody's like, she got hit by Randy Orton. She took a 6'9" from Rey Mysterio. I took a tampon out of my vagina and shoved it into Zach Monstar's mouth, kissed him, and gave him a DDT into purple. Fuck your intergender bullshit generals.
And they're all talking about Priscilla Kelly.
I did it first.
Right.
I did it a year prior. I did that shit in December. It was December of 2017.
That's fucking rad. That is fucking rad.
I fucking got my hand raised to put into Goku with Bulikano, and that following Tuesday, I had a death match against Zach Monstar.
Well, if there's any place for that spot, it's in a death match.
Right? Not at a show that has no ring and because, fuck bumping up stuff. It sucks. It's not fun.
Okay, Kikyo, I had a pleasure talking to you tonight. Where can fans find you on social media, and if there's anything you want to plug, like any of your favorite matches that you've had or anything like that? I know that you're out with an injury, so I know there's nothing upcoming dates-wise, so if you wanted to go to the past and say, hey, if you were interested, check out these matches or whatever, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I have a like page on Facebook. You can follow my actual Facebook. Everything is all Fallen Kikyo. FALLENKIKYO. You can look up my YouTube. I have some amazing matches on my own YouTube. If you just search my name, you can find some great ones. Anything with me and Shotzi is usually going to be a barn burner. I have one where I beat up a 13-year-old boy, if you want, when you're into the Kenny Omega kind of thing. Which actually is the most viewed video on my YouTube. It's a 22-minute long video, and it's got over 100,000 views. It's insane.
I loved how you phrased that though, because it reminded me of the dude, El Duderino. If you're not into the whole brevity thing.
Yeah, so you can go on there. If you go to Pro Wrestling Tees /Fallen Kikyo, you can buy. I think I have 7 shirts on there, which would greatly help me out a lot. Or you can even go over to collarandelbowbrand.com and use the code Fallen Kikyo. You get 10% off, but not only do you get a percentage off of your order, that helps me out. I actually get a portion of that.
Oh, nice.
So, Also has been absolutely amazing with Collar and Elbow, and they've been super helpful while I've been hurt. They were awesome when they hit me up in the first place. So yeah, Collar and Elbow all day. Go support them, support me, please. It'd be really, really helpful to get new gear, so that way I can kick more people's butts when I come back.
And I can't wait. I can't wait, and I can't wait to. I'm gonna get the Shimmer streaming service pretty soon, so I'm gonna be looking up that Jessica Havoc match.
It hasn't been put up yet. I want to say it's Shimmer 93-ish.
Okay.
Which, funny enough, Jessica and I joked about that after our match. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I want to watch it back so bad. Too bad we have to wait 3 years." And it hasn't been 3 quite yet. So I think it's coming up on 2 this year. So we're getting there.
Just a little bit more time.
I know, right?
But so thank you so much for coming on today, and it has been a pleasure talking to you about everything from wrestling to other types of nerd stuff. And so everyone, that is the Fallen Flower Kikyo, and everyone go wish her speedy recovery on all of her social media. She gave it to you. Go follow and say, I hope you feel better. Because the more positive vibes we give out in the world, the faster things will happen. The universe will change things.
The secret is a true thing. Put it in the universe, it will come back to you.
That is true. That is definitely true. That's why people pray. So, once again, thank you, Kikyo, and maybe we could do this again down the line.
Absolutely. When I come back, we'll have to do a whole new interview.
Yes. I hope. I hope that one of your first matches back is against Trixie.
Oh, that would be so much fun. I would love that. I'll have to get up to Pennsylvania to Luffy, so that way
she's dying.
I can beat up her student.
She's dying to wrestle you.
Oh, I'm sure she is. We bonded during Rise, but I appreciate you guys having me, and hopefully I will be back soon, so that way we can catch up some more.
All right, awesome. Thank you again to the Fallen Flower Kikyo. Thank you for listening to this episode of Armbar Interviews. Wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, noon, or night, you have a great one, and peace and love.